The Vrexian hunting party had crossed 3 star systems to reach the human colony on Kepler 442b. They came not for war, but for answers. At their head walked Commander Thrace, his obsidian scales gleaming under the alien sun, his triple-jointed legs carrying him with predatory grace toward the human settlement. Behind him, 20 of the galaxy's most feared warriors followed in perfect formation. The humans had violated the oldest law of the Vrexian people. They had touched a royal cub. 6 months earlier, a human survey team had discovered the wreckage of a Vrexian scout ship in the frozen wastes. Inside, they found something impossible, a juvenile Vrexian, barely 2 cycles old, trapped in a failing stasis pod. Any species with sense would have left it there. Vrexians were apex predators, capable of tearing through reinforced steel with their bare claws. Their venom could liquefy organs in seconds. Their empire spanned 40 worlds, and they had never known defeat. But humans, as the galaxy was learning, rarely did what made sense. Dr. Elizabeth Park had been the first to open the pod. The cub had lunged at her immediately, its underdeveloped fangs scraping uselessly against her environmental suit. Instead of retreating, she had wrapped it in thermal blankets, noting its hypothermic tremors and dehydrated scales. For 3 weeks, the human medical team worked around the clock. They synthesized proteins that matched Vrexian biology. They maintained precise temperature controls. They even played recordings of Vrexian lullabies, recovered from intercepted transmissions, to calm the frightened creature. The cub survived. Against all odds, against all logic, it thrived. Now Commander Thrace stood in the human medical facility, staring through transparent aluminum at the cub, his nephew, the 3rd prince of House Thrace, playing with. A human child. The young human was laughing, completely unafraid, as the Vrexian cub practiced his pouncing techniques on a synthetic ball. The child's mother stood nearby, watchful but relaxed, as if this were the most natural thing in the galaxy. "You do not fear him," Thrace said, his translator rendering his clicking speech into flawless English. Elizabeth stepped forward, her posture neither submissive nor aggressive. "We fear what we don't understand, Commander. We made it our business to understand. He could kill that child with one swipe." "He could," she agreed. "But he won't. We taught him not to. More importantly, he doesn't want to." Thrace's crest flared, a sign of confusion among his kind. "Vrexians are apex predators. We are born knowing how to kill. It is our nature." "Maybe," Elizabeth said, watching the 2 children play. "But nature isn't destiny. Your nephew was scared and alone. We showed him kindness. He learned a different way." The human child had fallen now, scraped her knee on the floor. Immediately, the Vrexian cub stopped playing. He approached carefully, making the soft chirping sound that Elizabeth had taught him meant concern. The child smiled through her tears and patted his scaled head. The cub curled around her protectively until her mother arrived with a medical kit. Thrace felt something unprecedented, his combat hormones subsiding in the presence of potential prey. The humans had not weaponized his nephew. They had not tried to leverage this opportunity for political gain. They had simply saved a child because it needed saving and then taught that child to be better than his instincts. "The council will want him returned," Thrace said quietly. "Of course. He's your family." Elizabeth gestured to the files on her datapad. "We've compiled everything we learned about treating Vrexian juveniles. Medical protocols, nutritional requirements, developmental psychology. It's yours. No charge, no conditions." "What?" The word escaped before Thrace could stop it. "We are predators. You are prey. This is the order of things." Elizabeth met his eyes without flinching. "Maybe it was. But we're all someone's prey, Commander. Entropy, time, the heat death of the universe. They're hunting all of us. We figured out a long time ago that we survive better when we stop hunting each other and start working together." 3 weeks later, the Galactic Council received an unprecedented transmission. The Vrexian Empire, humanity's most likely future enemy, had proposed a formal alliance. They offered military protection, advanced weapons technology, and access to their trading networks. In return, they asked only for human expertise in xenobiology and what they called empathy protocols. The proposal was signed by Commander Thrace, who had taken the unprecedented step of recommending humans for Imperial partnership status.